In this section, we're going to go over how to create lines, create surfaces, and create 3D object. To create a surface, you need 3 or more lines connected on the same plane. Let me explain what that means. If I click on the line, I draw 3 connected lines on the same plane, I will get a surface. So 3 or more lines connected on the same plane, you get a surface. So I'm going to try another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 and 4. So you get a surface. So these are called surfaces. Remember I mentioned it needs to be 3 or more lines connected on the same plane. So if I try to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're connected. I have 6 lines connected. How come I don't have a surface? Remember I mentioned that it has to be on the same plane. So it's really important to recognize when you orbit that these area here is going down. And the only way to work in 3-dimensional space is to recognize how to navigate. We went over navigation already. Therefore, when you are creating an object, always navigate around to see if the object is going to be flat or not. And if it's not flat, you cannot get a surface. Kind of like what the example here entails. So let's try that again. If I draw a line, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get a surface. Just like this one did not make a surface. I have 6 sides connected on the same plane. I'll get a surface. So how do you actually figure that out? You figure it out by focusing and paying attention to the axes like the last session. So when I draw a line, I want to know what direction I'm drawing it in. Remember I mentioned if you draw on red, it'll go to left and right. If I go on green, it go backward and forward. If I draw on blue, if I get it on blue, for example, it's actually going vertical. So when you draw on a line, and if you draw on black, it's also going on flat. But if you draw on blue, even if you see something like that where it's dotted and it's not just solid blue, it still is an indicator that the line you're drawing is going either up or going down. So if I go ahead and try draw this line right here on the blue and I close it up, I cannot get myself a surface simply because it was going vertical. It was going up. So just be very aware of how to navigate around and then orbit around, and then make sure you are drawn on the plane using the X, Y, and Z plane, meaning the red, green, and blue axes. All right. The other thing to recognize is how do you create this 3D object? Once you have yourself a surface, you are able to use the push and pull. It is this guy here. Or you can actually just press P on the keyboard and the push and pull icon will come up. The way you do that is you hover over a surface, it will kind of highlight with tiny little blue dots. That means that the surface is ready to be extruded, meaning it's going to be able to be push and pull into 3-dimensional space. So if I move over an object, I click once, let go of my hand, move my mouse now, go up or down depending on the direction you want. Type in the distance you want it to be. In this case, if I move up and down, look at the bottom right hand corner. As I'm dragging it, it's going to be a different height. So if I want it to be 40 feet, I just simply type in 40 feet and then press the return or enter key. I have myself a 40 feet object that is in 3D space.